Bridging the gap. Nyomi Banks, the goddess. Tune in. Hey yo, Black, where we at? Elements. Got a problem? What's the issue? Ask Nyomi for advice, she will bless you. Is it sex, love, or relationships? If your spirits are down, you can get a daily uplift. Just listen every word that she speaks. Setting trends with hashtags for every day of the week. Hashtag motivational Mondays, testimonial Tuesdays. I've been listening for the last 2 days. Wet Willie or Wisdom Wednesdays. Either way, the conversation gon' be lengthy. It's not hearsay. This is her way. You know she'll keep you thirst trapping on a Thursday. 4 days down, I'll talk about the number 5 day. Never coy, she always keeps it freaky on Fridays. Spiritual on Saturdays with sessions in the morning. Still uplifting and inspiring you all in. Being the goddess that she is, she keeps you all in. Formed on soul searching Sundays, just call in. If you misinformed, come get the facts. Fortunate for you, she's looking to bridge the gap. Yes, she was a porn star, but she's more than that. She's a certified specialist teaching us how to act. By the end of the show, we'll agree to disagree, but be good to each other and ourselves and keep it sexy. Yeah. Tune in every week to Ask Nyomi. Bridging the gap with Nyomi Banks and Dog Pound Mike. Don't miss it. Tune in.
Hey, what's going on, my sexy people? It's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more while bridging the gap between them all and teaching the world on love, sex, language, and attitude, and spiritual uplifting. All right, so first of all, let me say this. What's going on, Dog Pound Mike?
All good, all good.
All right, so I know, like, Nyomi, what's going on? What's happening? Y'all, I've been working. I've been working. Let me tell you something. I done had time to get in, to do makeup, to do hair. So I figured I'm just going to rock it to y'all just like this.
All natural.
All natural. I'm just going to be rocking you just like this. But tonight's topic, I'm excited about it. I was unsure if I wanted to do it now or wait until the true elevation on what we're doing with Ask Nyomi. So I said, well, no, we're better yet to do it today. Mm-hmm. But also to see me right here, my right, y'all see my locks right here, my hair just growing. But you understand what I'm saying? So I figured, well, let's do it here. Let's do it here now. The new year, March, is beginning on March 1st. You know what I'm saying? That is the true new year. And so this is where we are transforming, transitioning, and elevating all that we do. So remember last week I told y'all, what I tell y'all? Hashtag elevation. Ain't that what I said?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hashtag elevation. So all those that are listening from Twitter, Facebook, I said Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and on AskNyomi.com. And even if you're listening on the podcast, y'all say, repeat after me, hashtag elevation.
Hashtag elevation.
Right. And tonight's topic is, what is your elevation? And when do you know when it's time to elevate? When it's time for you to elevate? I think this is a great time to do this. And it's like more of elevation, not only in your business wise, but also with you truly, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Mm-hmm. And let me not forget sexually. We don't ever want to forget that. We don't ever forget. So let's do this. We're going to take a break. And then we're going to come back. We're going to come back because I got some things to share with you about, how I knew that it was time for me to start to elevate. and things I do. But also, I'm going to give you guys some tips. So, you got Nyomi Tops. That is coming back. Mm-hmm. It's starting today, as well as that March. I'm so excited for March. It is our 1 year anniversary. We're actually going into this is our 1 year anniversary right now, but we figured to celebrate it in March.
Yep.
And every week we have some amazing guests that's coming on. We have the award-winning Alexander DeVoe, the multi-award-winning icon star Jada Fire coming on. We got Miss Safal, the healing artist. We got model, actress, entrepreneur Dazelle Yvette, and then we got BBW superstar Supreme Diva is coming. When I tell you we got a jam-packed show in March, I'm excited. But the thing is, we're gonna have guests every month now. I think it was like it's time for you to start to introduce and bring people in so people can truly hear their story, and so maybe possibly they can help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So they can help somebody else elevate, as well as my BTG crew and us here, that we can help them to elevate as well. Right?
All good.
All right, so this one, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come right back. It's your girl, D Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast.
Hey, this is Dog Pound Mike from Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from McKenna. Get back at it.
Hey, my sexy people, it's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks. And I finally did it. I've written my first book. Well, actually, it's a living journal. It's called Good Morning, My Sexy People, where I share my stories in different posts, but help a healing workbook for you. So it's 90 days to kick off your healing living journey. Pre-purchase now. Go to AskNyomi.com and hit shop. Listen.
All right, my sexy people, it's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Again, like I said before, we talk about love, sex, relationship, culture differences, and so much more by doing what? By bridging the gap between them all and teaching the world on sex, attitude, language, and spiritual uplifting.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm here with my boy Dog Pound Mike. What's happening?
It's all good.
All right, so tonight's show is we're talking about elevation. And the question is, what is your elevation? And when do you know when it's time to elevate? For me, and I'm just gonna kick it off with me first. I could ask you first, but I'm gonna kick it off with me first. Well, no, better yet, we're gonna flip it. We're gonna flip it. We're gonna flip it some. So I'm gonna come to you, Dog Pound Mike, because I talk a lot.
What?
I talk a lot.
That's what you pay yourself.
Right, exactly. But I pay you too, so I need you to voice your opinion. I need for them to hear from both of us on this one, because I want to know, when did you know that it was your time to elevate, and are you looking to elevate? That's the big question. Are you looking to elevate?
Something that's a good question, because when do you elevate? And I guess you elevate when sometimes if you feel yourself stagnant, or you feel yourself not getting everything that you want out of life, and everything you want out of not only your life, your job, your marriage, relationship, your everything, when you feel yourself kind of stagnant, kind of stuck in a rut, then it's time to elevate to a new level, And with me, when you say elevate, it's not always a fact of getting more, as far as what you get financially or sexually or anything. It's just how you're feeling day to day. When you elevating your spiritual feelings or your emotional feelings, or even your physical, doing a little better every day. I mean, take it back a few years ago before COVID, I was elevating in the sense that I was overweight and I was trying to lose some weight. So every time I would get myself on a scale, it was that trying to get to a certain weight. So even though your weight going down, your mental and your mind level is going up with the elevation, because you're achieving something you really want, you really want out of life. So
I ain't gonna lie, you about to lose me. That's I mean elevating your weight like coming up.
But when you do that, you elevate in your feeling, you elevate in your person, who you are. Because elevation to me is a change of trying to get more and do better in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so a lot of people will relate that to weight loss. Some people do it in a job. And you want a job,
Right.
you want a new job, and you know, spiritually, you're trying to get closer to God or closer
Right.
to things that you want spiritually.
Right. So for you, you said, so when did you, so my question is when did you feel that your elevation that you were starting? Did you say a few years ago, or are you seeing a transition or an elevation to you now?
You know something, I do see a small elevation, but I mean, to be honest, I'm old school. I'm kind of stuck in that way of being, okay, I'm pretty good. You know, life is pretty good. You know, is it more things I want? Yeah, more things I want. Do I put all the hard work in? I get it? No, because you know it's not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you enjoying where you at. If you're in that peaceful place in your life, you know sometimes you don't feel like you need elevation. And I do. I get stuck in that sometimes. And it's just being honest. I get stuck into that because I'm at a pretty good place.
You had a peaceful place.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's dog pound Mike, my thing. Well, for me, no, I don't. If anything, I think now in my elevation, in my I guess my action of elevating, I'm more at peace now.
Okay.
Allowing myself to elevate, if that makes sense. It means for me, when I knew that it was time is when people, situations and things around me were feeling very, very comfortable, but too where it was so comfortable that it was uncomfortable for me, that I felt like I was stagnated, like I was just being there for them and not for me, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense.
You know, so it was like I was stunting my growth. And I don't mean financially. I'm talking about emotionally and spiritually, that I felt that I wasn't elevating, like I was staying right here.
Mm.
And it was like, as long as I stay right here, as long as those people and those energies and those opportunities, and it wasn't even opportunities. It was like the same things that was happening right here that would just keep me right here. So imagine you're in an ocean and you treading water, and this is all, you see nothing. So it's like even vision wise, I couldn't see because I was just so profound with all of this around me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? With just this, around me here, and not really being able to see what my true potential is and what is in my true purpose is in life. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's like, for me knowing that, like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I doing? How am I going to do it? And that's the thing. For a few years, it's like, okay, I do want to elevate. I do want to get better. And even within it took me like 5 years to really figure it out, to truly figure it out on how I was going to elevate, knowing that, okay, I need to elevate, but how am I going to do that? What things and stuff that I need to do to get to the point to where I'm actually doing the action of the elevation. So it's not just talking about it, but actually putting in the work to do it. And I'm not just talking about, building sites or doing this. I'm talking about even on a mental and a spiritual thing, on growing those or changing those mindsets that we have. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I heard you when you said you're at peace at some, at some of the things that you have. And I found that the peace that I did have, no lie, that I was lying in that peace. I was lying to myself at that peace because it was somebody else's peace. It wasn't my peace.
Understandable, yeah.
Do y'all understand that? It was their peace and not my peace. And I was like, okay, hold on. They good, but but what's happening to me? Right. And it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It's about you and what you got going on with you. And so once I was able to, like, okay, why are you feeling like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? And it's like, this, and I'm gonna be honest. I remember, and I think I said this before in previous shows, I remember growing up. I used to always say there was no ceiling to my success. I would always say that there is no ceiling to my success. And I will get friends and family members and people was like, you're doing too much. Like you're doing too much. Like you're definitely setting yourself up for failure. That there should be a ceiling to your thing. And it made me feel like there was nothing good enough. Meaning that everything that I have accomplished thus far, that I should be fine with that. And that's it.
Right.
So even though the things that I've accomplished, I am excited for, and I love, and I'm very gracious that I had the opportunity to do so many things. But I knew there was so much more things that I had to do. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was like, in that, learning from people, for learning and listening to people, it kind of made me like, okay, I'm doing too much. Let me bring myself down some, because they must be right, because there's so many people telling me this, that I need to be, that I have to put a cap on it. Like I have to do, and I have to do. Right. But in growing and learning and like looking like, these people are saying this to you because they never saw an elevation, or they never saw their vision on where they're supposed to be. So if they can't see it, then it ain't nothing they can't tell you. You understand what I'm saying?
I totally understand that. It's
Yeah.
it's like being around the wrong group of people. Or it's not even, maybe not be, but even people in your family, people that you talk to on a regular basis. Right. If they don't see nothing more for themselves, of course they ain't gonna see nothing.
Right.
More
how would they see something more for you? Right. And like I said, it took a long time for me to get there. And if anybody know me, they're like, I was always doing something. I had a music group, I had a record label, I had all kinds of, like, I was like, I can do any and everything, like literally. And I still feel that now. But it took me a minute to get back to that point, to where it was like, like I was before when I was younger, and be like, I'm about to curse, but it's like, fuck them. Like, I don't see none of them doing any of the things that I'm doing. Exactly. And I'm over here stressing myself out, worried about what they feel, what I can't do, what I know what I can't do. So in that much, I like, okay, let's fix all of this. Let's fix this. Girl, go meditate, go pray, go. And when I say this, I created me a whole room and a whole space, so I can be in that moment, so I can be there, so I can see it for myself. So it's like the sight, but no, I wanted the vision, because I wanted to see the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And me knowing, and I think for anybody that know me, probably in the past year, and has been able to be in a session with me. And you know what I'm talking about? Being in a session with me is me spiritually being so connected and consciousness elevate is crazy. It's crazy. And that's when I say, okay, it's time. It's time for me to do. But then guess what happened then? Fear stepped in the way.
Yeah.
Fear steps in the way, and it comes disguised as so many different things. Fear comes in the way of anxiety. Fear comes in the way of procrastination. You understand what I'm saying? Fear comes in the way of self-doubt. Fear shows up in many ways for us, and it was like, where do we stop that at? You know what I'm saying? I used to always get a message all the time, is you be bold in what you do. Step out there and be bold, because they're going to judge you regardless of what you do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Whether you are on the camera doing second whatever, they're going to judge you on that. So even if you're sitting here and you talking about them, about a higher spiritual learning, about being self-discovery of themselves, or something like that, they are going to talk about you regardless. Mm-hmm. They are. So the whole thing is for you is that you got to keep elevating yourself. Hopefully, pray that they will catch on and they're like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, man, Charmaine is elevating. Let me see what Charmaine over there do. Maybe she can inspire me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I see T Brown over there, elevate. Look at her. Let me go over there. Or Jeffrey. I see him do it. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So it's like this Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast is not just for me to be sitting here talking and speaking. It's for us to learn how to service each other, because that is really what we on this earth is to service one another, to love and care for one another. The world is right now, but we can find some peace in it, to where it can help. And so that's what I'm talking about with elevation. For me, it's like, okay, go ahead and step out there. Like today, I'm in my jogging suit. I got a waist trainer on, and I ain't got a waist trainer on because I'm trying to lose weight, even though I am. But let me tell y'all what happened this morning. So this morning I was doing baby girl hair, and I had this really hard sneeze. I sneezed so hard, literally blew my back out. Never heard of that ever. Never. And I was like, oh my God, like what happened? Like it was so bad, like I over, and I couldn't stand all the way up. And so it was just like, what is happening? What is happening to me? Like, what's going on? And any other time, I probably would have sat down and not got up and did anything. What I did was I put some oil on my body, massaged it in, prayed on it, put the weight back thing on it, and went back to work and did it. And I don't know if you guys had seen my post the other day where my computer went down, like literally. I've been working on this computer, everything from I rebuilt the website, like everything book, like everything is on this computer. Blacked out on me. Everything went out on me. Thought I was gonna go off, whatever. It just felt like it was a weight that was lifted off of me, and it was just like, okay, maybe that's not something I'm supposed to be doing right now. Maybe it's something else that I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm doing too much on it. So let me let that go. Let me release that, because that is not what I need to be doing right now. So let me tell you this, though. So I take my computer to Geek Squad yesterday. Something said, take this over there to Geek Squad and see what's really going on with it. I get there, turn on the computer, everything boom, 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 boom. Sometimes the universe tell you, look, you got to slow down. I need to remove you from there so your focus could go on here, because you're a little bit off balance.
It was like, universe, I can't shut you down.
Right.
So I'm going to shut this down.
Right. Because right now I see that you at a stall, that you're not elevating the way that I need you to elevate to do what I need you to do. You understand? So you're more focused on this right here. And I see that it's stressing you out or draining you out. So let me cut that. I'm going to cut it out. So it was cut for 3-4 days.
Wow.
3-4 days it was cut. It was cut out for me, what gave me the opportunity to do other things. Like literally, let me tell you something. If y'all look at me, when I'm glammed up, hair, nails, and all that stuff, I'm like, man, I am a DIY queen. I love to redo the bathrooms, the kitchens. Like I lay my own flooring down. Like I do all of that wallpaper paint. Like I will, if I could, I will build a house. Like I am YouTube University graduate right here with many degrees that would do so many things. You know what I'm saying? And so when I do that, that's taking something away from other things. Right. You understand what I'm saying? That needs to be done, So that was a part of that. Even my reaction to that was a part of my elevation. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That was my reaction to it was a part of my elevation, because I looked at it like, okay, that was meant to happen. That's telling me something else. That's giving me another sign that, okay, you need to release that and you need to go somewhere else. Or better yet, you might need to rest for a minute. You might need to rest for a minute.
Need to slow down. So you need to slow down some.
Because you forever telling me to slow down.
I will. So not where it's not even a fact of slow down, but like I said, you need to move on to something else. So I guess that's actually just looking at the comments. We had a guy put up comment. Yeah, the universe will give you signals. Right. And I think, and I know I'm guilty of it, of one of the people who can miss a lot of signals that the universe is putting out.
Right.
Because in our lives, we are so stuck in our own ways,
right.
and in our ways of doing things that sometimes we can't even see the signals that that are put out. Yeah.
Right. That is true. Like, we do. It was so funny. Actually, the young lady I found, she had posted up on her YouTube channel about second guessing yourself. So sometimes we have this intuition that's given to us, and things happen, and we see them, and it's signs and it's signals, and we will ignore them.
Right.
Because we don't have confidence, or we don't trust in our own vision. You understand what I'm saying? We don't trust in that ourselves. And so it's like, where does it become a point to where you start to trust yourself in the decisions and choices that you make?
Good one. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's a part of helping to elevate. When you start to trust yourself in the movements that you make and don't think about what nobody else say. Man, that's some powerful stuff right there. It truly is. It truly is. It really is. All right, so this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna take a quick break. Then I'm gonna come back, and I got some tops for you. And all of those good things. It's your girl D Goddess Nyomi Banks here on Ask Nyomi Brand podcast. We'll be right back.
Hey, my sexy people, this is your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks, and I just wanted to talk about something a little serious real quick. Right now in this world, sex trafficking is at an all-time high. And I want you ladies to be especially aware when you are out and pay attention to certain things. Now, there's a list of things right here that is going around social media, and I just wanted to pay special attention to it and just share it with you. So as I always say, always keep it sexy, but always be safe. Hey, my sexy people, it's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks. And I finally did it. I've written my first book. Well, actually, it's a living journal. It's called Good Morning, My Sexy People, where I share my stories in different posts, but help a healing workbook for you. So it's 90 days to kick off your healing living journey. Pre-purchase now. Go to AskNyomi.com and hit shop. Listen.
All right, my sexy people, it's your girl, D Goddess Nyomi Banks here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about love, sex, relationship, culture differences, and so much more. By doing what? Bridging the gap between them all and teaching the words on love language, attitude, sex, all of that stuff. I was looking for Dog Pound Mike to come in and kind of like we were a singer group or something, like he was going, I say one part and then he come in with the harmony and just say that, just say the rest of it, but he missed that whole cue, right? What's going on, Dog Pound Mike?
You got it.
What you feeling like over there right now?
I'm all good. I'm listening to you. I'm trying to get elevated.
You try to get elevated.
Mm-hmm. All
right, so first of all, I want to say this because I didn't say this at the top of the hour. I want to thank my boys, The Element, for my theme song. I love it. Y'all always come in and show us sister love, so much love. And also I want to thank for all of those who have purchased my Good Morning, My Sexy People. This is the 90 days to kick off your healing. And I know on Tuesdays, I haven't done it in the past week or so because I've been really trying to get everything done with the new studio and stuff like that for the relaunch of next week. Mm-hmm. So we didn't, but we've just been following this here. But sales has been coming in crazy, and we're almost done with the copies here. But it will be on Barnes & Noble and Amazon next week, so you can get your copies there. Mm-hmm. There will not be autographed from me, but you will get your copies. But I want to thank all of those that have purchased them. Thank you so much for the support, as always.
Yep.
And if y'all don't know where to get it at, did y'all hear it? Y'all heard it, wasn't it? It said get it where? At AskNyomi.com and shop. And shop. And the thing is, everything that is sold on here, it goes straight to the upgrades of the studio here. Mm-hmm. At Nyomi, Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. The thing is, because my purpose is to do so much more than just speaking to you all right here. Here is really to help change the world and really help the people to actually self-heal themselves. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? And do self-discovery. Elevate me. Self-discovery is something that I actually just came. I'm not gonna lie. I actually just came up with the name of it a few weeks ago. And remember last week when I said the hashtag elevation? I didn't know exactly what was going to come from that. And I remember taking this course, this boot camp course on coaching. And it's something that I was running away from a long time. Me, speaking to people and back and forth with clients and family members of coaching. And I remember they used to always say, you need to be a life coach. I used to do counseling and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to truly be. And it's like, yeah, you are supposed to be doing that, but you're also supposed to be speaking to other people as well. People need to see you as you're imperfect. And so they are able to relate to you so much more than they can relate to somebody who pretends to be perfect.
Right.
You understand? And that's where I start to like, okay, that's all right. That's who it is. And so I can't come as who my government name is. I have to come by Nyomi Banks, because that is, even though she's not perfect either, but the world has seen the imperfect Nyomi Banks in every single way. And so that makes it more relatable to different people and gives them an opportunity to say, you know what, if she can do it, I can too.
Mm-hmm.
If she can do it, I can too. Then let me say this, and I want to give this out to, I see a lot of my my fellow, and I want to go sex workers, people that's in the industry, and I see their growth, and I love it. I love their growth. You see people just doing so many different things, like Cinnamon Love. I mean, she's doing some amazing work. And even a young lady that was with us last week, Lyric Sky. Of her just being in the industry for 2-3 years. And that right now, from the beginning, from the jump, she has been a sex worker advocate, putting her boots to the ground, doing the work to make, to bridge that gap between the understanding and with the stereotypical of what they think we are.
Right.
And I applaud that, of our industry that is doing and trying to, to change the narrative of what people think who we are. I can't say that we're regular people. As Mr. Alexander DeVoe told us today, we're not regular. We something different. But see, you guys are here for him next week. He's going to be on the show next Thursday. And we always have a really, really good time there. We always have a really, really good time. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. He got some stories for you. He got some stories for you. Some stories for you. All right, so let's get back to the topic in hand. So we was talking about elevation. And what is your elevation? All right, so what I want to do is I want to open up for comments right now. So if you got to come, here come my question to you. What is your elevation? And if it is, are you feeling it now? Like, what makes you feel like, okay, I'm ready. Like I'm ready.
So let me put this comment up for you. And this is a comment going back to the signs of the universe.
All right. Saichin Lewis, I hope I'm saying your name right, baby. I'm sorry. Sometimes we intentionally ignore those signals. When something is steady not working, it's telling us something. You're right. The whole universe is in your brain. But you know what? It was something. Okay, so let me go back to that. You know how we continue to do the same thing over and over again, looking for a different result. It ain't that it ain't working. It's just we keep doing the same thing over and over again, looking for a different result. So it's like, why can't we change the perspective of, okay, this happening this, so what do I need to learn from this not happening here? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, to make something else happen.
Yeah. So, okay, like I did this, so maybe I shouldn't do that this time. So what did I learn from this to make it change?
Yeah.
to make it change. So let me say this. I used to have, well, actually I still do, but it ain't that bad. Really bad anxiety. Really, really bad anxiety. And that was a fear. That was a fear for me. And my anxiety comes up, shows up, and just shuts everything down. Literally. And I mean, it used to show up when I have like great things happening. Because one, I used to think that I wasn't worthy of that or what I was receiving. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So now that anxiety, that fear was turning to where it was making me like, oh my God, am I going to be able to prove to them that I'm able to do this? That fed into the anxiety, that fed into the stress, that shut it all down. So then we go to procrastination. And what I found out is procrastination is a mechanism that shuts a fear. It shuts when you feel like you are doing something that is not of the norm for you, that fear comes in and it blocks it. So then it go, okay, look, it's like a defense mechanism. Okay, so let me slow this down because I don't feel comfortable with this. You know what I'm saying? So let me back it up some, and let me just,
let me wait on it.
Yeah.
Let me wait on it because I don't feel so sure about it.
Yeah. But while you waiting, while you doing that, now you feeling guilty for not doing what you know what I'm saying? So not doing or doing a task or doing whatever you're supposed to do with that. So then what that do? That brings on more stress.
And once that stress comes, that's what puts you away and make you, make you wait on doing something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That is so true. I just saw a question in there that I just saw a question in there, and it was something about questioning once you Sai-Chan Lewis, once you question yourself and your abilities, you've already defeated yourself. You're so true. God is in you. You are absolutely true. That's where we go back to what I said before we left for that first break, is that you're not trusting in yourself.
Right.
So it's like, how for real, was I talking to you last week when I said, how can we trust somebody else? We don't even trust ourselves to make these decisions for ourselves.
You know something that goes not only just, it goes back to the fear, and a lot of people, the way we were brought up is, it's the same thing. You got to go to school, you got to get a job, you got to take care of your family, and these are the sections that you put in. And a lot of people are scared to step out of any one of those things because of the fear of what they feel may happen as failure. And the thing is, some people have seen people go for things and fail, and seeing that, it's a scary feeling for them. It's a fearful feeling. But when we know this country and most of some of the world, they work on fear tactics. If we make you scared to step out the box, then we can control you.
Yeah.
So fear is a big thing.
Yeah, it is. So go to Melissa. Melissa said that sometimes fear can make you elevate.
True.
So let me say this, because when I first read it, I was like, Then I thought about it. I was like, yeah. Because in that fear that you might do, you want to elevate and you want to change so much from that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to look at it that way. All right, y'all. So I do got some tops. I got a few of them. Y'all ready? Am I singing for real right now?
Yes, you are.
All right. So here are some signs when you know that it is ready for you to elevate.
Okay.
All right. So one of mine was when I felt stuck. Like, and I'm trying to be able to describe y'all what the stuck feeling felt like. It just felt like, okay, let me give you this. I'm in the bed and I want to get up, but my body won't, and my body and my mind won't allow me to get up. So I'm just there. And it's like I'm watching things happen around me. And my thoughts are like, seriously, like, you know, well, you can do this, boom, 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 boom. You know, you can do boom, 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 boom. But then you just there. You're not moving, so you feel stuck. And when you do get up and you move around, you still feel stuck. It's like you haven't done enough in that day. Wow. Like you don't see yourself moving anywhere, even though you're moving, but you don't feel that you're moving anywhere.
You know something, and I'll ask you a question on this. Is it, do you take the time to sit back and appreciate what you have done?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. So let me say this, and I think I said it in the beginning of the thing. I am very grateful for everything that I have accomplished and everything that I have. The problem was with me in the beginning of everything was that just because I wanted more, people made me feel bad that I wanted more because they didn't want more, or they didn't want to accomplish other things, that they didn't see or felt like they had a higher purpose in life. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes. So
because you want to live your life this way, why can't I live my life this way to be able to and talk, you know, you understand, to elevate myself? But people will make you feel that way because they don't see an elevation for them at all. So they will kind of bring you where, you know, man.
They want you to stay on that level.
Exactly. Wow. Exactly. So this is what it said. Okay. So I'm telling you what my stuck felt for me. Okay. So I'm gonna go to where they say in the book, because you know I'm gonna always do that. When it goes to, I'm gonna tell you my version, and I'm gonna tell you what they say on the, you know, the whatever. So it says, when you just feel stuck, it says, not that life is bad. In fact, you are grateful for the many things that you have now, but it can be better, and you know it. So it says, you're in a state of limbo, running just at or above average, going neither back nor forward. Feeling stuck means that you are at a place where you need to talk to someone or start journaling. This helps you to flesh out ideas and come up with the next step to getting your shit together. More importantly, acknowledging that you are stuck in a positive sign that you're ready to make a move and be the change you want to see.
Understandable.
Right. All right, so that was one. That was my one of my ones. All right, so my next one is my surroundings. The family and friends that I knew that it was no longer, there was no growth, that we were having the same conversations over and over again. Like for me, it felt like we just kept putting the VHS tape in. It kept rewinding it over and over again, that there was not another conversation that we can have. Does that make sense to y'all?
That's understandable. Yeah.
You know, that every time we talked, there wasn't a new conversation, that it was the same conversation that we've been talking about for the past 10 or 15 years, even though there are things that are happening in their life that can be good or bad as well as mine, but we still stuck on that same conversation. It was never positive. It always was a negative conversation about something that never grew from. That was one of the ones I knew. And it's like you just see people just move around and you're like, the hell? Like, I didn't notice that before.
Right. You didn't see it.
Yeah. You know, and sometimes you don't. When you remove yourself from sitting, you just watching things and be like, oh, okay. And I think a few years ago, I posted about people being removed from my life, as well as me being removed out of people's lives. Because I could have been, you know, someone that was a blockage for somebody else as well. You know, I would never say anything is one-sided, you know, because even us, it might be help for each other to grow. You know, we was in each other's lives for a season, and now that season is over. What I did have learned is that sometimes we outlive a season with someone.
Right.
So we don't respect and understand their growth, as well as that we don't respect and understand our growth. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. Yes.
All right. So that's my intake on that one. All right. And another thing is, so let me read what they say. And I have to scroll. Yeah. You know, as the saying goes, you are a product of the 5 persons you surround yourself with. If you're looking to level up and your friends continue to show behaviors contrary to your goals, you will find you're distancing yourself from them. In fact, a clear sign is if they try to dissuade you from making the changes you need to make, you begin to take notice. So surrounding yourself with the right people can easily get you where you want to be. You know, and it's always say, it's the same, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, it said, you never want to be the smartest person in the room. Have you heard that saying? Have y'all heard that saying before?
I sure did. Yeah, I have.
You never want to be the smartest person in the room. You always want to be in a room where there are people that are smarter than you, so you can learn from them. Now, if you are the person that people are always learning from, where does your elevation come from?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. I used to think like, no, that's not, because I don't want to make it feel like I'm better than somebody, because when you tend to grow and elevate and start to do certain things, people will look at you like you changed. And it's like, no, I haven't changed. I'm still the same person. I'm just doing more things. And that's how, let me go back. That's how a lot of other bigger celebrities, how a lot of them get caught up, because they want to stay in the same neighborhood that they are in, but they elevated more financially, you know, stardom and all that other stuff, that the people around them don't understand that elevation of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah. So that's that. That's number 2. We got to get some numbers up here. All right. For my number 3 is about my opportunities, about just seeing those opportunities come. So let me go back. When I can see opportunities in a potential in an opportunity. Like if I know that I've dreamed something, or I'm writing in my journal and I see things and it comes in a visual for me and I see it, then fast forward a few months later and I'll be like, oh, that's where that came from. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So it makes me go back to that very thought that I had before. So now I'm more intent to like, okay, let's make that happen. So it's more of, remember what I said before, of putting the action with the intention.
Right.
And that's what I've learned to do now. So for me, that's when I knew, okay, yeah, because now it's coming back to me, it's rewinding in my mind, in my head. Okay, I've already spoken and talked about that. Okay, now I see everything is lining up for those things to happen. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing is that sometimes they're not like what we see, like what we think they should be. Because we think what we think it should be, that's how it should be. And then sometimes it's not like that.
Right.
Most of the time it's not like that. So in that process, we're like, okay, ooh, that's not happening. And the thing is that it could be happening, but not the way that you think it should be happening. Then when you start to see, like, oh, okay, so that's why they happen. Because you don't know, sometimes they be moving things and people out of the way for those things, you know, can happen. Because remember, even though we have God guiding us through some of these things, we still gonna do our own thing too.
Yeah, we still gonna do our own thing.
We still gonna do our own thing too. We still gonna do our own thing too. So that's part of it, when you can see it for yourself and be like, yeah. And this is a big one of mine too. And I'm gonna tell you this because I went through this a few months ago around my birthday. And the thing is, when your work no longer inspire you. Now, y'all know I have several different companies and I do several different things. And I also have my OnlyFans. OnlyFans was not inspiring me anymore. I'm really big on being sexual, being proud of your sexuality and the way that you express yourself, all of those things. And for me, at a period of time, it didn't make any sense to me. And you're like, what are you talking about? Like, it didn't. For a period of time, it didn't make sense to me, especially me going through a spiritual transition and being able to heal and combine them both in one. And so I was trying to make it feel not only for myself, but disconnect to what I felt other people would think. That's the thing.
Okay.
And so in that wasn't inspiring to me, to where now it's a little bit more inspiring because now I kind of embrace the whole thing. Like before, I was fighting who Amanda was, who Naomi. Like I was fighting between those for years. And like, it's like, okay, no, this is who I am. This is what it is. So be proud of what you've done.
Right.
Period.
Right.
So that was 5, right, y'all? Was that 5? That was 5. So when your work that you was doing before no longer inspires you, and you're looking for a change, and you're looking for that mentor, or you're looking for that coach or somebody to speak to, even counseling or something like that, to help you start to arrange things in that order, then that's when it's time to elevate. And the thing is, and don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to do it. The one thing is that you gotta bet on you.
You got to.
You got to. You got to. You have to bet on you. Because ain't nobody else gonna do it. So if you're looking for somebody to validate your change, baby, it ain't gonna happen. It is not gonna happen. Don't look for that. And what I mean is not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen the way that you want it to happen for yourself. So validate yourself. Look in that mirror and validate yourself. You be like, you that shit. You, man, you understand what I'm saying? Like sometimes you have to do, and you have to be your biggest cheerleader. So you can't elevate because there are so many people that will tell you no and will tear you down. And so you have to be like prayed up, and you got to be like, because I know who I am. And find those people who you can surround yourself with that's going to give you that. That's going to help you elevate, that you can learn from.
Right.
That's my thing. That you can learn from. That you can learn from. All right, but that was it with that one, right?
Yes, it was. That was your tops.
That was my tops. That was my tops. My top 5. I got top 5. My top 5 reasons of why it's time to elevate. It's time that you know when it's time to elevate. All right, so I know last week we talked about it. We said this would be probably the last week that you would see this background on the live show, because as I said before, we have been working very, very hard to finish this studio by the 1st. There will be a whole new website. The YouTube channel will look different. Like everything is a rebranding, a new different elevation of things. Elevation of things. One thing that I want to say, and I want to tell y'all how much my BTG crew, that I truly do appreciate you all. I appreciate you guys coming here every week, every Thursday, and some of you meet me out on Tuesday over there at Ask Nyomi for Tuesday tea time, and I truly appreciate you all. I really do. And I pray that you guys are getting something from me that can inspire, encourage you in any kind of way, that you can take that and pay it forward to somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? I'm excited for this new chapter in everyone's life. I truly am. Even those that come in here that don't know any better, they only see me as one, and see, maybe one day they come in and they see something different. You understand what I'm saying? I can just be me. And I'm going to tell you who I am. My name is Nyomi Banks. I am a woman of faith. I am a spiritual goddess. I am a sexual being. I am a mother. I am a wifey. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am a friend. That is who I am. And I can't be nothing else. I can't be nothing else. And I challenge y'all to be who you are and nothing else but who you are. So as I'm ending this show, I want to again thank you all again. I'm loving you. I didn't go down the line and say, to everybody, but make sure you guys, if you get a chance to and you want to listen to the show all over again, you can either go back to YouTube or better yet, go to AskNyomi.com and listen to it there. I mean, I got so many new things that's coming up to where I'm building a community called Elevate Me Self-Discovery. That's a whole community that I'm doing right there to truly, give advice. I have a Ask Nyomi Men and Ask Nyomi Women that we're going to have different programs and different things to help, whether it be mentally, spiritually, or sexually, especially sexually. The thing is that I don't ever want y'all to forget that is a part of, what we talk about here. We talk about the self-healing and stuff, through the mental and spiritual, but we also have to not forget the sexual being of it all. Right. In the next few weeks, there will be guests that's coming from all walks of life. And I just want us, the BTG crew, to show up with respect. There will be a call line that you can actually call in. Like when I say we doing some things over here, we're doing some things over here where it's a call line. You actually guys can call in, and speak and talk and ask your questions where you don't have to be here, where we have to see your face, that we can hear your voice and you can be able to talk. Like I said, every month is going to be somebody, a different guest. And I am truly excited for this elevation for us all. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Like truly, right? You feeling this?
I'm feeling it. Dog pound in the house.
All right. Well, as I always say, be good to one another and yourselves and always keep it sexy. See y'all next week. Hey, it's the goddess Nyomi Banks, and I hope you enjoyed that last episode of Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. And if you did, please like, subscribe, press that notification button, as well as comment. I'll see you next week. Keep it sexy.
Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. This is where we talk about love, sex, relationships.